live on the...
Hello there, it's Kate Denning here, and I'm from the Spiritual Events Directory page, and we are talking about showcasing your business. So I have here with me Paula.
Hi.
Welcome, Paula.
Hi.
And thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you.
Excuse me, I'm a bit of a wreck being outside. It's so hot here. I think it was 33 degrees today. So,
And humid, very humid.
so sitting right under the aircon.
Yes.
But anyway, Paula is doing Akashic Records, and there's a lot of people that don't know about Akashic Records and you know what it can do for us. So I'm going to pass you over to Paula, and she can explain to you exactly what the Akashic Records are all about and what she has got coming up. Okay, so how did you start with the Akashic Records? What's the fascination there?
The fascination, okay, so through my whole, so I've been in this industry for like about 28 years, there would be. So starting off as a medium, doing meditation and just swapping over into different groups and things like that. And I always felt like I wasn't a normal medium, like when I say a normal medium, like go to read cards, do all that sort of thing. I always felt I was different. And I wanted to know what that difference was. This year, the lead up to that, I had was doing talking a lot about manifesting, manifesting what everybody would like in their life, how people can manifest different situations to change. We all have the power to manifest what we want and the type of life that we want or choose to have, because it's all about choice. It's all about how we choose to be and what we would want in our life and what we were going to bring forward and how we can attract these things. So we're all like the law of attraction.
I love working with that. I've actually got a special page that I use for that.
It's amazing.
And it is like what you can bring into your life.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's just about gratitude.
Yep. Being
grateful for what it is that you've got and love.
That's all it is. It is so basic that I feel that if everybody, like it's all about changing your mind, your thought pattern and the way we talk about things. It's all about our speech. And it's all about, you know, being grateful for actually who we are, what we have, you know, the opportunities that we may receive, the abundance that we have in our life, being very grateful for everything that surrounds us. Now, the Akashic Records has everything to do with that. What happens is that I'll end up going and having a HQ with John McCluckey, and he HQTT session, I think it is. It's a hypnotherapy session, and it goes from we did it from 9:30 in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Cost around about $300. And I wanted to go and find out about what more I could be doing. What was that one thing? I always still felt like there was one thing I needed to focus on and one thing that I needed to bring forth. So I went and had this and brought through my higher self, and then I talked to a master. Well, John talked to a master, but I actually channeled in a master, an ascended master. So with that, I didn't think anything of it, and a couple of days...
You just thought it was a natural thing to do,
just
normal thing to do.
Just normal, like I just didn't think anything of it. I was going, oh wow, this is exciting, an ascended master. Like, you know, it was pretty cool. And then I kind of like, about 2 weeks after that, I've decided to, I just had the Akashic Records just bang, go boom, boom. I just started getting an interest in them and like really interested. And when I was doing research on it, I was like looking back to everything I was doing about manifesting and teaching people how to manifest and how we talk and our law of attraction and our vibration is all about the Akashic Records. I've been doing lots of things which I didn't acknowledge was leading up to the learning of it. So to be fair, I am still learning about it, a lot about it. However, so I started to then study it. So I'm now in the process of studying the Akashic record. So it's a Sanskrit word, Akasha, meaning Akasha. The word Akasha means ethereal, means space.
You know, I was, you know, you get into those things and you're typing something in and it just didn't understand what I wanted to put in there. It couldn't even work out the word. So I tried to talk to Google to find out how to spell Akasha. And I couldn't find it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had trouble finding it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I don't think it was actually in the dictionary. It might be, but...
I think so. Okay. That's different. It's like, yeah, it's surprising how many people in our industry actually have not heard about it. So I've been studying the works of Edgar Cayce. So he's been, he wasn't the first one to be spoken of to access the Akashic records. That was a lady, I can't remember her name. So then it was Edgar Cayce was the second one who would go into like a hypnotic transition, and then he would go through and then get handed. He described it as a small tiny dot in the ethereal, going through different forms of changes, being really horrific ones to nice and calming ones, until he got to a certain place. So he did a lot of past life, and he was also a what they call a surgical one. So he could go and tell people if they're sick, where it comes from, because a lot of people have illnesses and that are brought in from past life.
Do you do psychic surgery?
When my healings, yes.
Yep.
So even my whole healings have changed. Like everything's changed with what I've been doing with this whole learning. And then through Edgar Cayce, he then met in usually a lot of people who have gone into the Akashic records, and everybody has a different description of it. But they're pretty similar, but everyone's got different descriptions of them. No one has the same. It's a lot like doing our meditation in our and what everybody.
So you can go
into.
off there and you can read the stuff and you can learn at the same time while you're there.
Yes, yeah. So what this does then?
I've got to imagine that.
Yeah. So what you do is when you go into it, so like you're going to a meditation, you will once you learn how to meditate and go into it. You'll then be a master, or someone will actually be there holding your book. Okay. Now this is usually done with the process of a prayer to go into the Akashic records.
Can everybody do it?
Everybody can do it. Everybody has the power to go into the Akashic records. People who are like mediums like ourselves, and people who do hypnosis are the ones that probably do it, have a lot better attunement to go into it. But as you know, everybody has a psychic ability or a mediumship ability or a spiritual
it's just
ability.
about working with
It's just about working with it and practicing. So even for myself that meditates all the time, it's still quite a slow process for me to go into my Akashic records. And I'll describe that in a minute of what I see. So he saw a man hand him a book, and then next thing you know, he sees himself taken off and be put somewhere. So he does, which leads you into past life. So a lot of people who are on past life regression. So basically, what we're bringing forward is if a lot of people carry illnesses, carry baggage, carry like things might happen to them, like they might have like sore eyes. A lot of it's usually to do with sicknesses, or a lot of it has to do with, a lot of people don't know, they know they have a purpose, and they know that they're good at something, but they just quite can't put their finger on it. And so what we have, or everybody has the ability to do, is to be able to find out, well, what did they used to do, and maybe bring it forward into this life to help them improve this life.
I don't like wearing anything around my neck.
Yeah. So that means that you've had something happen where your neck's concerned. So your neck could have been broken, or you could have been hung. I'm the same with mine. I don't like wearing any collars or turtlenecks or anything like that, I feel like I would suffocate.
I was constricting.
Yeah.
And that even goes for like anything that's too heavy on me too.
Yeah. So you could have been wearing armour at one point, like in a past life. Mine's underground. I just have this fear of being buried alive underground. It's just I don't like that feeling whatsoever.
Yeah, so if you've got fears and you just don't know why they're there.
So the entering into the Akashic Records is to help to heal. So it's not a let's go find out and let's make fun of it kind of purpose to do. It's quite a serious process because it's not a you have to kind of be it's like a respecting, like if say you wanted to know, like we felt a really strong connection and we wanted to know what the connection was, I could go in and access yours and ask what's the connection between, but that's it. I can't go in to find out anything else about you. Do you know what I mean? Because it's disrespectful.
Because that's personal.
That's personal. Yep. And everybody's Akashic Records are personal. Absolutely personal. So
you could only get the information out that belongs to you.
That is going to serve me, but not for that information that's going to serve like anything else. So it's kind of a respect thing. It's like it's kind of like it's an honour, I feel, to be able to access your own records. And when they're given to you to find out what is coming up for you, you can find out your past, you can find out your today, and you can find out your future.
It's really important to remember when we do these things, you've got your, the ethics of it, and that is you don't tell other people about what has happened. That's a private thing between you and your client. We don't talk about death. That's actually illegal.
That's taboo. Yeah.
People do ask me about death and when they're going to die. How would you answer that? I just tell my guides that they're not allowed to show me. I don't want to know anything about it.
I would just probably answer that back with another question, like for what purpose? So when I would turn around and go, well, when would you like to live? Do you know what I mean? So we've all got a contract out there. When our time's up, and I don't feel that, if we're all going to sit and think and worry about it, we're not going to be living. So we need to not worry about things as like death, but let's live what we've been given. So if you're going to ask, well, when am I going to die? Well, when are you going to start living?
But Paula did a reading for me back on the 1st when we were down at Miami Marquetta. Yeah. And so, for instance, you picked up about the digestive problems that I have, and I've since been told that I have to have an operation, and she was right on the ball with that. When it comes to that, what would you do, like, to find out? Could you go and find out what caused that originally, where it came from, what I'd need to do to fix it? Yes,
you can. Yeah, you can access that information of where it's come from. Yeah, I can do that. Like you can, if you wanted to, like you could. Usually, generally, when there's like stomach issues and things like that, that can be holding on to the past. That can be holding on to you're not letting go of emotions. And usually when it's around the digestive area in here, what happens is we suppress anger, we suppress people that have upset us or hurt us, suppress it, and we keep putting it down and down and down, and that's when the issues of the stomach, they start to swell, and that's when things start to happen. So you hold on to it until it actually ferments, and that's when things start to happen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so from the time you were born up until today, you have not let go of anything from the past that you've been upset with emotionally, like all of
this
our emotions.
life or previous lives?
I'm going to go this life.
Yep.
I'm going to say this life. I'm not going to say the past life because I don't feel this is from the past life. I feel like this is from this life. Yes.
Yeah.
So you need to go, and the first step of that is owning it and taking responsibility, which is a lot of people do not. And that's one of the core lessons in this work, that we have to be responsible for our own choices and our own actions. So whether you might say, I don't know, someone made me go and kick him. I don't know, Joe told me to go and kick that person. It was still my choice to go and kick that person.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry that I've listened, but thank you, because I've learnt that by kicking that person, I've hurt somebody. So what's the lesson that you've learnt? Okay? So, and then because someone's hurt us, we usually empaths are very strong and they take on a lot of people's emotions, and we don't tend to release it as much as what we should do. And I'm exactly the same. Okay, so I'm not going to say I'm really good at this.
I heard that's why you
yet.
see a lot of overweight psychics. it's our protection. That's my excuse.
And what we do is all this information that's coming to us, because we're obviously we need to ground and we need to highlight a lot more than what we do in situations like even new homes. Shopping centres are a big one where we pick up a lot of energies from there. And instead we hold on to, say you were coming to speak to me and you were telling me all about everything and that, and we just like, yep, next person, yep, and then we just start suppressing everything. So and so's hurt me, right, they've hurt me, I've closed off my heart and suppressing it, won't let that happen again, but I'm going to be, ego gets in the way. No one's going to hurt me again, suppress. And that's when we start to have a lot of, what we need to have is forgiveness, and what we need to have is learn is to let go and forgive ourselves and forgive the other person at the same time.
And how long would you expect for that to take, like to heal, when you were seeing somebody that had come to you with an issue like that?
I reckon you can start the healing process pretty much straight away, but it's not a quick thing, because it's a mental as well.
Well, it's taken years and years
That's
to get
right.
to that stage.
It's mental, so it's a lot of work. So it can take up to 6 months, 12 months to let go. It can take years,
And then it's up to the person if they actually want to let go of it as well.
That's
too.
right. So if they want to hold on to it and keep that baggage on their back, that's their choice. It's all about choices. So if we all learnt because it's also a good way to know what messages are coming for us as well. So when we want to access the Akashic Records and want to know why things, so I've got a sore shoulders, and that, how can I help with my sore shoulders? Where does this come from? What do I need to let go of to be able to start having, living my life a lot more healthier? It all comes down to choice. It all comes down to mind. It all comes down to speech. They're the three things, three things that we need to learn in everything that we do to help have a magical life. That is it. There's no, we might, or, I might do that. We tend to live off society, of what society tells us based on what we've been growing up with, limiting beliefs. And we limit ourselves by what we've been taught, or sometimes we've done it ourselves.
Yeah, I remember when I was about 30 years old, I was going for a walk and I was talking to my sister about something when I was talking to her. And anyway, I said something and I stopped dead in my tracks. And I thought, does that thought actually belong to me or somebody else? Like, it was something that was ingrained into me. And it actually wasn't my belief.
Yep.
And it was, up until that age, I didn't realise that a lot of my beliefs or my opinions actually didn't belong to me.
Yeah.
So you've got to stop and think about, is that true to me? Yeah.
Are you following your values of what you believe in?
Yeah.
Because we're all like, basically, when we're young, we're all brought up to think and feel and act in a certain way. And then we all grow up, and then once we've done that, we kind of go our own way, and then we start to bring in what we want, how we want to be. Some
And most of us change a lot. You know, the
Oh.
way we thought when we were 20, 30, 40, 50 years old.
I didn't think I'd be sitting
you
here
know.
on a couch talking to you. It was like, I just want to be normal. No! Run away from it, run away from it.
What's normal?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's what I had to say to myself. What is normal?
I don't think I want to be normal. I love my life. I like, being different.
But I was actually like being someone I was not. Trying to be someone I was used to being, but I was not being me.
Yeah.
So learned behaviour.
And now for me, I had a big shake-up. It'd be 10 years ago, 2010. And, new decade. We're going into another new decade, so we're going to be feeling some huge changes that are coming up now, going into a new decade. But yeah, going into 2010, like I really had a big wake-up call with my life, what I was doing, the path I was going down. And I wasn't living my spiritual life. I wasn't living what I believed in. And I ended up really sick and I nearly died. And then that's when I started meditating. And oh my God, like meditation is so powerful. You think it's it is easy.
It is the
like,
medicine for the soul. Like everybody goes to the gym to work out physically. Meditation is your soul workout.
Oh, it's just incredible.
Yeah.
You know what meditation can do for you, and it's the basis of everything. I
Because
think.
it's finding out who you truly are. When you meditate, you go within. So when you go within, you're actually accessing your higher self.
Yeah.
And you're actually being true to you, and knowing what you want, what you don't want, and that's when you start connecting with your own self and your soul. That's when everything starts to manifest, because we are all natural manifestors, every single one of us.
And oh my God, does it help you with your?
Definitely helps.
Yeah.
Everything.
I was told, I was dying.
Yeah.
And I beat it, and that was just through meditation and the power of the mind.
Yes, it is. And I had a very similar. I wasn't dying, however. I just have a very similar situation where I was going down a little bit in depression side of things. Believing in it really knocked me about for about 6 months, and I couldn't get these horrible thoughts out of my head. They were just there every waking moment. The thoughts that were coming in, I was just like, I don't think like that, it's not who I am, I want them to go. And I tried every single skill set I had from my spiritual groups that I used to go to, you know, like swash it in a box, put it away, send it away, do everything. Nothing was working with this. Like I was taking tablets, Mersendol tablets to help me sleep because I couldn't sleep. It was just a really bad, and my whole lifetime I've never gone through anything like this. So I knew this wasn't me. I knew that this was something that I don't know where it came from. It just started appearing. And I believe this was a test to evolve me. So what I started doing was affirmation. Now I'm very strong on affirmations and how affirmations can change your situations, and change and actually lift you from out of a hole. It can actually lift you out of it. It's like like when you arise from like if you're deep in the water and you come out and you start arising. So all I did was starting to chant an affirmation as soon as I wake up, in the middle of the day, when I'm in the toilet, in the bathroom, whilst I'm brushing my teeth.
And that chanting and that vibration, you know, it's incredible what it can do.
It was amazing. Like I did that for 3 months, and I kid you not, it was like I found myself. It was like I evolved to that next level, and I came out of it. I got myself out of it, and all I was doing was saying, I am a beautiful child of the universe. The universe loves and protects me. The universe gives me everything that I need. I am happy. I am joyful. I am courageous. I have beautiful people around me, and that's basically all I did, and it's very hard for people to look at themselves in the mirror and see who they are and actually say those things, because we need to believe it, because we are. Like, we weren't born ugly. We weren't born like with, you know, no good. We weren't born with anything. We were a blank canvas. So we probably already had skill sets. So we have to look ourselves in the mirror and go, I am amazing. I am brilliant. I am a great business person. I'm a great medium. I'm a great car detailer. I'm a great husband. I'm a great wife. I'm a great mother, student, anything. Once we start believing in who we are and start seeing where we're going, that's when things start to manifest, and the right people start to manifest. You ever get people that sit there and go, I don't know why I keep on attracting the same people.
Yeah, if you're treating yourself like rubbish, well, that's what you're going to attract to your life.
Like attracts
if
like.
you're negative, you're going to attract negative people. Louise Hayes used to carry a mirror on her, and like a little compact mirror, and keep it down her boob, and she'd pull it out and she'd look at herself and say, you are beautiful. And that was a big thing that actually helped her heal from cancer.
Yeah.
And just a simple little thing like that.
Yeah.
You might not feel it in the beginning, but if you keep saying it, it will eventually happen.
Yeah, you've just got to keep at it. Keep at it. It's not going to happen overnight. Like anything that we do in spirituality doesn't take overnight. It takes months. It can take years. You know, it's we're evolving all the time. Nothing actually changes. We're forever growing and learning and changing. Like even we have times where, you know, we still come up against things a lot, and I think we get tested a whole lot more in this industry.
I have a mentor.
You know, so
I might mentor people, but I also have a mentor myself.
Yes, so we kind of like, we still need to have that within ourselves as well, and still need to follow what we do in ourselves. Like I do it, I probably don't do it as much now, but I still do it. I reckon a couple of times a week I still do it, my affirmations.
Yep. I've got a CD that I play, and the lady's name is Michelle Blood, and she started off in Sydney like back in '92, and she was in a pop group, and anyway they called themselves Love Now, or this is going back then, and she sang affirmations, and it was very much like the beat of ABBA, and very catchy and raises your vibration.
Yeah,
and I would play that sometimes every single day, and I noticed when I was playing it a lot, I'd start playing it again after having a break from it for maybe years, because it was '92 that I found it, I met her, and the changes that would happen in my life when I started playing that again. I'm always having big changes in my life because I'm constantly doing like new things, because we're evolving all the time. Yeah. And I think you continue to evolve, and I love going off and learning new things all the time. Like, just never got the time to learn everything.
No.
So if someone came to you, what's the major thing, like what's the one thing you love the most to do? Have you got a specific thing that you like to work with?
Basically, I love helping and guiding people into, like if they're lost or confused, I love helping and guiding them, move them away from that confusion and kind of make them feel a bit found. That I love doing my soul readings, because I feel like alongside of them I give coaching as well. So they don't just go out walking. They just walk out knowing that, you know, okay, this is going to come, this is going to happen, whatever. They go out knowing what they need to work with, and the skills to help them work with it, and to know, okay, well, this is my next step. How do I achieve that next step, or what do I need to do to achieve that next step, and so forth. So it's not just a pass it's usually based on the situation that's going on and surrounding them now, or things that, like, again, they've been holding on to. Now it's time to let it go and let's heal. So it's kind of like a bit of it's a healing reading, if you can say that, and giving them the skills to be able to do that. Once I finish my Akashic Records studies, I will be doing Akashic Records. I will be bringing them into my readings to help further that along and find out, where, like, if they wanted to know, I want to know what good I am, what kind of work I'm good at, what purpose I have, and then I will start to bring that in so that I can actually say, well, in a past life you've done photography, you've done that in quite a few past lives. So if you're looking for something, photography, if you just pick up the photo camera and go and do photography, that you might actually find that could lead to a passion, which could lead to a passionate work. Because everybody, I reckon, on this plane is looking for that one thing, that sole purpose. You know, it could be humanitarian work, like just going, and simple as just going and doing a voluntary work one day a week. Could be as simple as that.
I was a bit upset one day. I went into an office work store, and there was a young fellow there. He was working at the front door, and he was greeting everyone beautifully as they came in. Now, this guy was mentally challenged, but you know what? He put a smile on your face, and he was just so excited about the work that he did and greeting these people. He had trouble looking people in the face. I think it was a little bit of like autism, but he was fabulous. Anyway, this guy walked in at the same time I did, and he just said, God, you wouldn't want to get out of bed if you were like him, would you? And I just thought, I wouldn't want to be you.
No.
This young guy, he was, you think about it, you smile at someone that you don't know, and you don't know what type of day they've had, and you see them smile, and you could brighten up their day, and this is what this young fellow was doing.
Yeah.
And I know somebody else, she is a cleaner in a hospital, and she loves the work she does. Now, I used to do cleaning, and but I worked in houses where most of the time people weren't around, and I enjoy having people around me, and it's damn hard work. And I'm just allergic to house cleaning now.
I'm allergic to house cleaning, full stop.
But she loved it because she would go around and she'd talk to the patients and she'd make them laugh. She'd make them smile, and that made her feel good, and it made the patients feel good. This is in an area where these people were dying and they've got mental disorders, and she was making them happy. Everyone has got that purpose.
And that's pretty much in this lifetime, and I feel that everyone's purpose in this life is to help each soul, is to help each other, is to help us all grow and, at least, enjoy the life that we're born to live. And I feel like we all have that capability, and we all need to support each other. There's so much destruction going on around the world that, we need to, instead of worrying about what we don't have and what we need to change and what we can make it better, it's like, well, let's just look at what's around us now and just go, well, wow, I have a couch to sit on, wow, like, I have food in the cupboard, because there's...
Look at what you've got around you and be grateful for it.
We're very abundant. Australia is a very abundant country. We're very abundant here. Like, we have a lot of it. A lot of everything, so we're very, very lucky.
Now, I'm just going to have a look and see if we've got any questions here from our viewers. Oh, here's my glasses, they're usually on my head. So I'm just going to quickly ask too, what would you do for me, for instance? like with the condition that I've got, because now I'm doing really well now, but I would say that I'm at a plateau now, and I'd like to go further into healing myself. And it's like, yeah, I'm stuck now, and I need that bit of a I don't know, jumpstart into the next area in my life to help heal myself more. What would you recommend?
A healing, a soul
A
healing.
healing?
Yeah, a soul healing to start off with.
And
Because then I would get information of what we need to work with whilst I'm doing the soul healing.
great, yeah, because
So-
that's what I was going to ask. So
Yeah.
what does that involve?
So
the
that
soul
involves
healing?
you laying on the bed. That can start off with Reiki, it can start off with crystals. Pretty much I hold space. I have an ascendant master who's a healer that comes in. He sits at the head once I've finished around the head work. Then when I get to your solar plexus, well, what generally happens is they usually take you away, and if there's anything that needs to be cut out, some psychic removal, they will actually take that with the selenite wand. They do it whilst I hold space.
You work with a selenite one, do you?
I've got another little point thing that I use to, I'll go and get it in a minute and show you. And it is kind of like a little wand, but I don't need to use it because they actually do it for me. Whilst I'm holding space and I'm closing eyes, they've actually taken you away. They will do your work. They will pull it out. So usually I have around my bed could be Archangel. There's usually my Mephistus there, my Ascendant Master. There's usually my Saint Francis, and there's your healing guides as well. And I've had a few Palladians come in as well, so that they come and help. They take you away and heal. So if there's anything majorly you need surgery or anything like that, they will actually take it away and help do that. But they could give me, usually they'll give me information. So if it's food, if it's what you need to do, if you need to drink more water, or they could just be, well, this is an issue, we need to maintain it, and let's see what we need to do with that. So that's pretty much. I've already worked with a lady who's had cancer. So she had ovary cancer. So they would take her away, and then they would just pull out this black. She actually had a reaction. So what they did was, when she first came to me, it started off very basic, like very Reiki basic, and then every session was different. It was changing all the time. And then she, when she came in, this one time that she told me that there was this chemo that they were wanting to put her on, and she's like, okay. And then she came in, and then it was like they were doing all this work where they were taking all this black stuff out of her. And then I said to her, then we found out this was going for weeks, and then I've gone, I feel like I need to bring someone else in to come and help me here, because I feel like this has really taken a lot from me. I'll call in Archangel Michael to put protection around me, because as an empath you feel, not to feel it and take it on board. Anyway, we landed up. They wanted her to stop taking this to finish, because they said, okay, chemo's done, so that she knew what date that was. So, but when we actually found it, she actually had a reaction to the chemo, and that was all the black goo that they did all this work to help get out. And I feel like in that span of about 4 weeks, because that's all it took, and I didn't need to bring in that second person once we knew what it was. So that was pretty full on, like really full on. That's when it started to appear, that whole kind of work. So they've been working like that ever since.
Wow.
So yeah. So it's like
I've got to give this a go.
Yes.
It's
It's
very
amazing.
exciting.
It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
Let's see if we've got any. I think the time delay on mine has affirmations, gratitude, meditation, powerful, yes. Really feel it, losing my fur baby. Feel almost like a path is to help others. Animals are just absolutely incredible. When I was sick, my dog was always around me, and my husband would come home from work and he would say to me, "How are you today?" And I'd say I was okay, I was lying. And he'd look at the dog and he'd say, "No, you're not." You know, it was, and in that time she had picked up a tumour herself, and I feel that was like draining, like taking that energy from me. Yeah, and she's not well at the moment. She's 15 years old. Yeah, I've got to take.
They're like little angels. They are. They're like what they call them. They're familiars.
They are.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just scrolling through this. Oh,
well, while
it's
you're
not going to let me scroll.
Doing that, I just wanted to just share what for the Akashic Records of what it was for me to actually go in
yes,
there.
Please.
So when I've gone into my Akashic Records, I've used the Pathway bed from Linda Howe. So I don't know if anyone, she has a book, how to access the Akashic Records, Linda Howe, and she's got a pathway prayer that you can use, and I see myself. It's very slow to start off with, and then I'm in the ethereal, but I'm on a staircase, and I'm always in the centre of the staircase. And then while I'm on the centre of the staircase, I start to move up the stairs, but as I'm moving up, I'm transforming into another being. And then I'm going in. It's like I've stepped onto a platform. And then there's my a master that's just holding a book for me. So the first place we have to do is to be able to access our own before we can access anyone else's. But is holding my book and then to highlight the pages of what I need to do. So every time it's different, and every time it's a little bit it's easier. But it's like I sit there for a good 5 minutes before anything starts to happen.
Okay.
So,
well, to end off with, what is your? I'll put it up the top of the page. But what is the name of your business?
so it's Paula Torrey is actually changing to Soul Motivation Australia. So that's going to be starting to come up over the next month or so, where my Facebook page and that'll change and that. So. Yeah, so I'll be changing it to Soul Motivation Australia, but it's not up there yet. So Paula Torrey Intuitive, Medium Intuitive. Yeah.
But we'll have a link up the top of this page, so you can go and have a look at Paula's page and get her contact details there.
So if anybody wants a reading, like I'm happy to do like readings for the people from the Spiritual Directory, and they can get 20% off.
Oh, there you go. 20% off your reading.
Yeah.
Yay.
So yeah.
I love a bargain.
For an hour.
Okay, so I want to say thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for doing this for me.
You are welcome. And see, it's not that scary.
It's good to share.
Yeah.
I was nervous as anything.
She nearly pulled out, but this is just so much fun when you can do this and you can share it with other people. And,
So
sometimes you can be a little bit too prepared, and that actually makes you more nervous too.
Yeah. Well, I was actually I need to get once I've going to be a certain part of my studies that I will need to have people for Akashic Records readings for trials. So,
oh, okay. I mean,
yeah. So I'll be putting up a post on my page. So keep that space open. I'm only allowed to do it for a month.
Yep.
For 30 days, that's the condition. That's it. So that's the only time I won't be able to charge, or I'm not allowed to charge for my learning. So.
But what I might do is I'll get something done for myself, and we can have a talk about it after, about what's happened and how my healing process is going. Yeah. So I'll give you some more information on that after. Lots of comments there. I didn't see any questions, but thank you everyone for joining us, and
thank you.
Hope you've enjoyed it, and you can always go back and watch it anyway, and if you've missed out on anything, we'll do a replay and I'll put it back up on the page, and you'll also be able to go onto Spiritual Events Directory and get Paula's information too. So everyone have an awesome weekend. And I'll also be doing,
I think the next expo. I'll be putting up on my page anyway when the next expo is. It's the next expo will be Soulful Dreams at Tambourine. In Tambourine.
Oh, yeah, I saw
That's
that one
amazing.
come up.
Yeah.
I might take my gypsy wagon there.
Yeah, that'd be good. It's in a hall.
The Mount Tambourine
Actually,
one.
it's not a mountain. It's Tambourine. So I don't know where it is. It was supposed to be at the Bearded Dragon, but now it's at Tambourine.
Oh,
It's in a
okay.
hall, but she wants some outside people.
Yes, I sent a
Yeah,
message.
that'd be cool. Yeah, do that.
So come and see Paula there.
Yeah.
Just get onto her page, and the information will be there of what date that is actually happening. Okay. So thank you very much. This is Kate Denning from the Spiritual Realm, doing showcasing your business. And thank you very much for doing this today, Paula.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you.
Learn something new every day.
Bye-bye.
Bye all.
Bye.